Here we go. There's some junk here. We're live, pal. All right, let's give everybody a few minutes to get ready. All right, here we go. There's a little bit of adjusting going on. We are live now. Got a little bit of lighting going on. See the deal in the background. All right, people who aren't live, that's fine. You can join in later. That's the beauty of these YouTube ones. I haven't been on YouTube in a while. That's why I wanted to come back to the Wrestling with Whiskey YouTube channel. What's going on, everybody? Haven't done this in a while, but I don't want to, forget this with the launch of the website, with the building of the Instagram page and the event we have, Whiskey for a Better World, is happening in November. I'm so excited, I'm getting tongue-tied. But I wanted to make sure that we still grow this channel because we have some new content coming here, which will be fun. I've been on the road with WWE, and I've been filming some things with WWE personality Greg Hamilton, who's a ring announcer for SmackDown. He's awesome. He loves bourbon, and he loves whiskey. So we've been filming some blind tastings, and we're going to be doing different stuff on hopefully close to a weekly basis, which will be a lot of fun, and those will go here. So I'm continuing to stay here on YouTube. But as always, you guys let me know what works and what kind of form is best, what kind of things you want to see. Always contact me, wrestlingwithwhiskey@gmail.com. You can do Instagram, direct message me, comment. You can like, subscribe, comment here on this video, etc., etc. But for everybody who ends up watching this, we're here because I said we're going to do a little live stream with this little feller. This feller is Little Book. Little Book is basically it's not even the junior version, it's just a different kind of take on the Booker franchise. So Jim Beam started the small batch collection, which included Knob Creek, Basil Hayden's, Baker's 7-year, and Booker's Barrel Proof Bourbon. That was the kind of brainchild of Booker No, the master distiller at Jim Beam. And so when Booker No passed and his son Fred No took over, he wanted to continue the Booker's line, which he does to this day, but he also kind of wanted to start his own line, which was Little Book, which was a similar thing, a barrel-proof option, but it was a little bit more experimental. I only had a taste of the first chapter, and I did not have last year's. I know there were some Canadian rye mixes and things like that, but this year is the first year that it's all straight bourbon. So in fact, this year, which is what made me get it, because I'm more of a bourbon guy, I'm a rye guy, and so this year is a mix of all of the Jim Beam small batch collection. So this is a mix of barrels that are used for Knob Creek, for Baker's, for Basil Hayden's. I know Basil Hayden's gets a bad rep. It's the smooth, high-class whiskey, but it's kind of lame, if I'm being frank. But Booker's as well. So between like Knob Creek and Booker's and all those barrels mingled together, it should make for a very interesting group of Jim Beam family bourbons. So I'm not going to belabor the point too much. I'll read a little bit of what the tag says and everything. A nice little, just like Booker's, but it's boxed, a little bit darker wood. Take our little plexiglass sleeve out and pop the bottle out. And now is the part, this is a good top. I was about to say this would be the part where the wax would screw me up. But before that, they do have info on the tag here. So this year, it is 9-year Basil Hayden's, it is 9-year Knob barrels, 11-year-old Booker barrels, and 12-year-old Baker's barrels. So those were all batched together for this, and we are coming in at a proof of 122.6, so it's 61.3% ABV. So 9, 9, 11, and 12, so you have to call it a 9-year, but it's an aggregate of probably around 10-year bourbon, which is pretty nice. Price tag on this was $119.99. So this is and I be honest, I did not know that's what it was going to be when I got it. I think this is one of the higher priced chapters we've had yet. But it is a lot of good aged bourbon, and it's at barrel proof. So credit where credit is due. We're going to find out just how $120 this is. Thank God the wax is pretty significant. I usually have a hard time opening these things up. Boom! We got it. So, as always, if you guys ever have any questions, please feel free to pop in. Keep it in mind, this is a barrel-proof Jim Beam product, and I might need a few minutes to give this some air. Get a little tip on there. Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely got this wrong. So it's Freddie No who made Little Book, not Fred. Freddie No is Fred No's son. So sorry, I thought this was a Fred No product, which is absolutely my bad. But this is why we learn, right? This is why we read things. This is why we learn things, and you don't jump to conclusions and everything like that. But the same thing applies. It was kind of a tribute to Booker's and to Booker No. So here we go. Little Book, Chapter 3. Let's just take a look at this nice dark amber color. You guys can kind of see that there. I mean, people who talk about color of bourbon, unless it's really light or extremely dark, it's all about the same. It's different levels of dark amber, right? Ooh. That is a very, very Jim Beam nose. Reminds me a lot of those Knob Creek, those higher age Knob Creek store picks. I mean, we're right around that 120-ish proof, which those Knob Creek single barrels are bottled at. But there's a little bit more oak, and it's pretty sharp on the alcohol and everything too. But it's deep and rich in caramels and vanillas. It's just you can tell it's barrel proof Knob Creek. It's got a little bit of that champagne and nuttiness on it. Ooh. That is hot. But again, it is a fresh crack. But that is very, very nice. Again, I'm getting chocolate and those classic Jim Beam almond nutty notes. A lot of people get peanuts on Beam products. I've never gotten peanut. I've gotten a lot of almond. I've gotten some cocoa. A lot of almost apple or champagne-y notes from Jim Beam products for me personally. Yeah, that's really nice. That's something. It's man, I tell you, it's rich, it's viscous, it's got packs a punch, barrel proof, and there's a lot of layers to this, admittedly. There's a lot of spice, a lot of fruity notes, almost like dark stone fruits. And the finish, not overly spicy, but it lingers and it rolls down the back of your throat and kind of the back of the palate slowly. Not an overly long finish. I'd say medium long, but really nice. Not overly drying, if that's your thing. Let's do one more. That's very nice. So once again, Little Book, a blend of the whole Jim Beam Small Batch Collection, which includes a 9-year Basils, 9-year Knob, 11-year Bookers, and 12-year-old Bakers. Which Bakers is usually age stated at 7 years, so old selection of barrels used for Bakers. It's really nice. Like, guys, it really, really is. The classic question comes into play here, though. This was $120. This was $39.99. And this, as far as I know, I don't know this, but I know some of these are, God, they're 12 to 14 years old. And they're $39.99. I've got a lot of these, as you can tell. Yeah, so this one I got from Binny's. It's 14 years old, man. 120 proof. This thing's really, really good too. Is it? It's got a lot of nice spice and stuff on it too. It's a tough call. If anybody read my Wild Turkey Cornerstone review, I think we find ourselves in a kind of similar situation. $120 bottle. It's really nice. But the question is it 3 times something like a Knob Creek single barrel, which are usually aged at least 9 years, bottled at 120 proof, which is generally pretty close to the barrel proof. Not always, but usually. But man, it's really nice, and I think this is probably going to stand out against a lot of those, just because it is more layered and more. There's more subtleties to it. But if you can find if you find a store or somebody that picks really good barrels that you like, I would stick with them for the Knob Creek single barrels over shelling out for this. However, again, much like the Cornerstone review, right? If you see it at a bar, or if you have the money to spare, if $120 isn't crazy for you for a nice bottle, you will not be disappointed by the juice that's in this glass. I will tell you that much. And to be fair, if you're in a place that doesn't do a whole lot of Knob Creek picks, or you haven't found someone that does them, but you get distribution of this is really, really nice. This more or less tastes like some of the best Knob Creek picks I've had. And I haven't had tons, but I've had 7, 8, or 10 or so different high-aged, very nice Knob Creek picks. So this is up there with those. So again, if you don't get those in your area, this is something to seek out. But it is a pricey venture. That being said, I love Jim Beam products. I love them at barrel proof, especially the knob line, more or less. But it's all up to you. Try different things. I think there's so many things out there. If you're not wanting to spend $100, that's fine. Store picks, single barrel picks, and a lot under the radar whiskeys are so much better than some, or at least equivalent of some of these limited editions that are being marketed and, Not that there's not good whiskey in them, but it's a lot of bottles and marketing and hype. And do yourself a favor and your wallet. Don't get the FOMO. It ain't worth it. But thank you guys if you're watching this live. For those who are watching this concurrently or afterward, this will be up on the YouTube page. Of course, it will stay here. Always come back to check it out. Please like, comment, subscribe below. Please check out Eventbrite. All right, we have wrestlingwithwhiskey.eventbrite.com for our awesome Whiskey for a Better World event, November 21st. There'll be great whiskey. There'll be great times. Lots of other people who appreciate the craft. I'm auctioning off Bardstown Bourbon Company items. We're auctioning off rare bottles of scotch, cool bottles of bourbon, maybe some distillery experiences. We're gonna have Bardstown Bourbon pouring whiskey from their, from their different collections now. We're gonna have Copper and Kings trying out some brandy, and oh gee, we just might have the Bardstown Bourbon Copper and Kings collaboration being poured there. I don't know. Come check it out, man. I just opened that. I had an event last week and just opened that for myself the other night, and holy crap. Just in time for fall. You want a great fall drink, that's it. Anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point too much. Thank you guys for joining me. If you're watching this afterward, thank you for watching here. Please subscribe, tell your friends, and always, always, always be wrestling with whiskey. Thank you guys very, very much.